Hi everyone, you can see we've got a guest today. We have got Twin One with us. Now this is because Twin One is going to show us how to make a beautiful Christmas decoration that she made at school. And it's absolutely beautiful. And what we're going to do today is Twin One is going to show us how to make it. And then I am going to do a crochet interpretation of it, and we'll see how they look at the end of the video.
Yeah. Step number 1. Lay out your 6 pipe cleaners.
We did actually use 3 pipe cleaners, which we cut in half.
Okay. Then you get a piece of string and wrap it around all your pipes. And tie a knot. Maybe wrap it around a couple of and here's a bead.
You will need 12 to 18 beads for this project. They do need to have quite wide holes to be able to fit 2 pipe cleaners through each bead.
And then what you do, get beads and you put it about halfway. This is how
Okay, now it's my turn to do a crocheted representation of this. Let's see how this goes. So first things first, I needed to decide what type of yarn I was using and yada yada yada. So I decided to go for my King Cole Christmas yarn. I will try and find a link or at least a better description of the ball, and I'll put it up here for you all because I know it's still available. So with this yarn, I've opted to use a 3mm hook, and then the next step, because I am going to be using beads, was to get the beads actually onto the yarn. Now if you're going to use beads, this is what you do. You need to know how many you need, and you need to thread them onto your yarn before you start crocheting. So I decided to initially go with the same amount of beads as Twin One used in her star creation. So that was 18 beads. Now there is a trick or genuine technique to get beads onto yarn, and it requires you using a needle. The first thing you need to do is find a needle small enough to go through the hole of your beads. The next step is to then get your yarn through the eye of that needle. Now you can use metal threading tools that come with a lot of sewing kits to aid you getting your yarn through the eye of needles. if you don't have one of these, and I actually did end up breaking mine doing this, you can use a thin piece of thread, loop it around your yarn, and then gently work your yarn through the eye of the needle. Once all your beads are onto your thread, remove the thread from your needle. You shouldn't be needing it anymore. First thing I decided to do was to replicate the 6 beads in the middle of the decoration. To do this, I made my magic circle with the 6 beads already in the middle. So basically, this little ring with 6 beads on it became my foundation chain. And then it was finally time to pick up the crochet hook and actually get some crocheting done. I started with a chain stitch of 6, and then I did a double crochet, that's UK terms, US terms is single crochet, in between the next 2 beads along. And I repeated this all the way around, doing chain 6, 1 double crochet in between 2 of the beads. So I ended up with 6 loops of chain stitches around my circle. And it did take a bit of trial and error to get the right number of chain stitches for this loop. I think I initially started off with 10, because my notes just said started with long chain, decreased to 6. So I'm assuming it's probably about 10, because I tend to work in 5s when I'm gauging something for the first time. You can see that I am measuring my work against a bangle, because I will be using the bangle for stability of the piece, because I honestly don't know if this would be able to hang right. I don't think so with the weight of the beads, so the bangle is just going to be there to help maintain the shape. Okay, we're back to experimenting a little bit here. I know I wanted another bead to be placed at the middle of each of these chains. So I just started mucking around with a few different ways to do it. I started off with 3 double crochet UK terms into the first chain. I brought a bead forward, and then I did a double crochet, and then continued with another 3 double crochet down the other side of the chain. You can see here that I unpicked back to the bead, and instead of doing a double crochet this time I did a slip stitch behind the bead, and then I started experimenting to see if I could bring a second bead into place as well, with secured with just another slip stitch. And as you can see, this would have been too large. So then I thought, could I have it over the bangle with that extra bead sitting at the outside of the bangle instead of inside, which I didn't like, so I took that back off. But I did like the secure with a slip stitch instead of a double crochet, so I kept that, and I attempted to then slip stitch around the bangle and then add the bead. So then doing another slip stitch back down into the work, and then placing another 3 double crochet into the chain 6 space, and then Then after putting in double crochet into the gap between the foundation beads, repeating the process, or at least starting to repeat the process on the next chain 6 loop, and realizing I hated it and taking it all out again. Right, so I basically went back to the first design that I did. I did 3 double crochet into the chain 6 space, added a bead, secured it with a slip stitch, but then did a double crochet around the bangle, went back into the chain 6 space, did another 3 double crochet, and then put a double crochet between the foundation beads at the bottom of that chain, and then I repeated this all the way around. Now I could have left it like this, and initially I was going to. I chopped my yarn off, releasing the last 6 beads and brought my thread through. And then I thought, no, let's try and add these last 6 beads on. So then I had to try and re-thread them all back on. And I think that's when I broke my threading tool. There it is, all broken. Well, it's only a little cheap little thing that they put free in sewing kits, but still, damn it. So what I was doing here is I did double crochets around the bangle, and then when I got to a place where there was one of the outside beads, I simply added another bead and secured with a slip stitch, and then continued round. I also was making sure to go through the slip stitch that was securing the outer beads, just to help bring them closer to the edge of the bangle so things looked a little bit more coherent. And this is as far as I got before I realised how stupid it looked with an extra 6 beads around the outside. So I unpicked all of that, and I just gave the whole bangle a DC border. So that's double crochet UK terms, single crochet US terms. However, when I did get to my outer beads that were already on the piece, I did work through the slip stitch just so they would sit a lot nicer on the finished decoration. Now the decoration did look a bit sparse after doing this DC round around the bangle, So I decided to do a second round around the bangle and around the existing row of double crochet as well, simply doing another full row of double crochet stitches UK terms, single crochet US terms. And as a thank you to those of you who have watched this video to the finish, there will be a full pattern instructions coming up shortly. And the last thing every decoration needs is a hanging loop. So I have simply done a chain. I didn't count, I just eyeballed it, slip stitched it in place, and then I did double crochet along the chain just because I wanted to make it a little bit thicker. You don't have to do this, you don't even have to crochet a chain loop. You can put a little bit of wire or string into it to create the hanging. So if you like the decorations I have been making around loops, if you've been seeing the shorts, you'll see there's quite a few that have come up on that. I will be going into more details in next week's video on how they've been made, and I will be telling you as well how you can get your hands on PDF copies of all of these little patterns so you can create them yourself. Bye YouTube!